Let's try now. Can you guys hear me? Sorry for the wait, everyone. Yeah, are we good here? Okay, guys. Sorry about that. I was taking my time, taking my sweet time today. Yeah, my webcam decided to be a little glitched. I'm a touched quiet. Let's turn that up. All right. Um yeah, it's been a pretty crazy week. A lot of new content is out. You guys can still go for a couple more days. Steam Next Fest, I think it goes till Monday. Um, so you can still go over there and wishlist and play the demo and do all that good stuff. So go check that out. Congrats on the novel. Yeah, you can go check out a Kickstarter update. You can go check out some tweets. There's a lot of glitch stuff out this week. And I'm going to cap it all off today by showing off some new content. Now, this content is going to be right after where we ended last stream. Unfortunately, I accidentally overwrited that file. But I set up a file here for today that is going to take place right after the demo. Um, yeah, I was doing some testing and I was like, oh, I'll just save real quick. I'm like, oh, that was the file I was supposed to save, huh? Um, but that's okay. Today's stream was going to be way longer. I was going to plan to do a lot more content, but what I decided is I'm going to go for about 2, maybe 3 hours today. And then next Saturday we're going to pick up and I'm going to try to stream every Thursday and every Saturday. On Thursdays, we're going to do more development stuff. A lot of people have expressed some interest in seeing how I put together quests, what the day-to-day looks like, how I bug fix, things like that. So on Thursdays, I'm going to do that. And then on Saturdays, I'm going to show off new content. So today will be about 2 hours of glitched, 3 hours of glitched. And it's just going to be me playing. Today will be a little bit slower, but there is some cool stuff. And then next week will be dungeons. Maybe the week after will be Bebos. And we'll do this leading up to release. So each week we get, an hour or 2 or 3 of new things to talk about each week. Sort of build up the hype. So I'm not, doing it all at once. There still is. I have 2 big streams planned. One is for the night before release, which I haven't really talked about, but I have something really fun planned for that. But that I'm going to keep under wraps. So that'll be the night before release. And then I want to do the quest stream. That needs a little bit more planning, but I'm going to do that way quicker than I thought. Release is indeed upon us soon. So I'm going to be planning that before the end of the month, and then hopefully maybe sometime in July we'll do that. Yeah, it'll be like a glitch launch party. I have something pretty interesting for the night before. I also want to do like a day in the life where I do like a 24-hour stream of just what I do on a day-to-day basis. Working straight for 4 hours. Will the demo be available after Steam Next Fest? Yes, I'm going to be posting about that after it's over. Right now, it's all about Next Fest. Next week, we'll talk about where you can get that, pre-orders and stuff like that. I'm unsure if it will be on Steam afterwards. I don't think so. I think the demo will only be available on Steam during Next Fest. So if you want to play it on Steam, go get it. But it will be available in other places afterwards. Let me prepare this file real quick, and then we will get into some actual gameplay. Gus for Smash, yeah, maybe in my dreams that happens. Hang on one sec. It is free to dream. It is free to dream, but I don't really dream. Okay, so I'm going to prepare a file real quick so we can play. Today, like I said, we're going to show right after the demo ends. which a lot of people have wanted to see, like, hey, what happens after that? But like I said, the file we had last time is going to have to sit this one out. I was doing some testing and I did a little overwriting. But, yeah, let's get started. I'm all set here. Are we still swearing? Yeah, we can turn on the swears. I feel like I have. No. All right, what do you guys want? Turn on the swearing mode or keep it PG? You want to see why we got the M rating, or you want to play the kiddie version? Immersion. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I like that, chat. I'm with immersion. Okay, so let's... who else do I want? Okay, so the file's all set up, so we are ready to go. All right. I'm gonna switch to the game. Can you guys see that? Let's get some audio going. I'm gonna need to do this real quick. Okay. Volume. All right. Let me know if those levels are okay. Levels good? Okay, so this is decently, maybe a little bit after the demo, but this content is all available right after the demo ends, okay? So today I'm gonna go a little bit over the story right after the demo and how the story progresses. We'll see a glitch, we'll collect some EXP, we'll patch a glitch, we'll play in the hub world a little bit, and we'll just, we'll just see where it takes us, all right? There may be a couple issues or two. I set this up as like a dev file, so we may run into some issues that I have to like reset, but this is just like dev stuff because I just threw this together. So if we run into that, I'll just quickly reset and we'll just keep going, all right? But let's start by fixing some shit. Like this. We'll put Gus... How about is Tactician for today? Where can we spend frog coins and essence bucks? So I won't talk about the essence currency. That's different, but we'll talk about frog coins today. We're gonna play with Gus's Tactician today. That sort of balances our party. We'll do a couple fights, but we won't do... they won't be as hard as Old Bow last stream. Yeah, so we'll play with Tactician Gus, and then we have Karina, who's a damage dealer, Duncan, who heals, and Triz, who's like a tanky damage dealer. Okay, so that balances out our party here, just in case we get into some fights. We'll do some arcade fights, the first two, just to show you what that's like. Oh yeah, so this ends, this starts right where the last demo ends. So you have the patcher and you have the hub world, so your menu changes a little bit. So here's the patcher. And I'll show you this in use today. We're going to start with 0 EXP. So we're going to go find a glitch, see the EXP requirements, and patch it. Okay? But before we do that, let's start... let's start with the story right after the demo ends. So if you haven't played the demo yet or you aren't caught up with the story, you can either go watch last stream, which is on my Twitch page. There's like a 5-hour stream where I play the demo, or you can go play the demo so you can get caught up with the story, okay? From there, the first thing you'll probably want to do is go here. Now this is Emil, who you meet at the end of the demo, and to sort of keep track of the story and where you're at, we're gonna be called Player this game. Just, I didn't assign a name, so whenever you see Player, that would be, your name. So you can, anytime in the game, you can come visit Emil, and he'll sort of give you some guidance as to where you go next. Now, the game sort of has, demo save data will carry over to the final game. So if you play the demo, you know, you can carry it when release happens, you can keep playing from there. So basically, once you get out of the demo content, the story has two branches, okay? You can come to Emo's house and do a team meeting whenever you want, and this will keep you updated on your progress to those two branches. So one side of the story is figuring out how to save Conrad, and all of the content that stems from that. Oh, I should move my text box up. Don't I have? Yeah, there we go. How about this? Is this better? I always do this. This should be my default. Okay, but like I said, there's two branches. There's saving Conrad, and then there's saving Betwixt. And these two sort of diverge from each other, and you can go back and forth depending on which main story you want to move further along. Okay, so here's like a team meeting, right? And Emo here will just tell you, hey, here's some things you should be focused on. Here's some places you can go. Now, both of these main stories sort of interact with each other in interesting ways. So if you progress one to a certain point, it may change things on the other end. Yeah, that did need a period. I saw that. Don't worry, we're not gonna spell check today. A lot of this stuff needs to go through the editor still. If we started writing, we're gonna be here all day. So you may see a couple spelling issues. Remember, this is content that hasn't been poured over yet. So yeah, the first main thing is you need to get to Asola, where you can find where there's rumors that there's another tool like the Patcher. Okay. Oh, see, this isn't going to be lined up perfectly, but whatever. So you got to get an Asolan visa, which will let you go to Asola to find that dev tool. The other path is heading back to Betwixt, which is what we're going to do today. We're going to try to get back to Betwixt to progress the story that way. And what we'll find is, trying to get back to Betwixt, there's going to be a bunch of things gatekeeping us from getting there. Yeah, Triz is just sitting there right now. I just threw her in my party, but I didn't update the quest triggers for her. Normally, if you have her in the party here, the Asolan branch of the story is actually updated and she'll say some stuff. The more party members you have in this scene, they actually fill up the entire house. So like, she kind of looks like she's floating here, but if you had more members, they'd be like scattered around the house. So it's really funny towards the end of the game when you have like 20 members and they're like all shoved in here. Because this is something you're gonna keep going back to figure out where to go next, right? Okay, so there's like a little, you could read that. I'm not going to sit and read all the dialogue like this. But there's like a little key is to 20 party members. Yeah, that's an actual party. Okay, so one of the things he told us is we should try to get back to Betwixt to figure out what's wrong. So we're going to head back to Betwixt right now, actually. And as you're going to see, we're going to run into some issues real quick, all right? Yeah, you can always do it. This is like a staple that sort of keeps the game grounded, right? All right, so we're going to take the monorail over to Douglas Village. That'll put us a little bit closer to Betwixt. All right, let's go. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different ways to fast travel. I try not to bog the game down with like a bunch of fast travel screens, a bunch of like waiting around. If you want to get somewhere, normally you can get there pretty quick if you've already been there, right? Okay, so now we're back. A lot of you have seen this before, but now we're here after the demo ends, so things have changed, right? Go to the Bebo grave. I'll leave that for you guys. I can't put everything out. I can't give everything away immediately. Okay, so you see, we don't get very far until there's already a glitch that's blocking the way, alright? So the path to Betwixt is going to be filled with a bunch of glitches that you need experience to patch, okay? So you can't just go end the game immediately. There's going to be things that block the way. Okay, so here's our first glitch, and this is the glitch we're gonna patch today. But Bebo's grave might have EXP. It does. I know it does, but we're gonna leave that to you. So when you find a glitch in the overworld, generally you can come into a map like this and patch it. All right. So we've already gotten the patcher, which that was last stream. If you aren't caught up, you can go see that. But we're gonna use the patcher to patch this glitch. Now we don't have enough EXP to do this yet. So we're gonna go back to Gundon, and we are going to get some EXP. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. We'll do some hub world. We'll talk to some new NPCs, and we'll do that. So we need 500 EXP to patch this glitch. This is a little one. It's not too bad. And right now you can't pass over. So like, I can't just slip around this. Gus doesn't want to get any closer because, well, we've all seen what it does, right? So let's get to Gundon a different way. We're gonna use Pollen Song to travel to one of the hives. So you've seen some of the hives. As you visit them, you unlock them through this magic called Pollen Song, and you can use it to just quickly fast travel to different hives across the world. So now I'm gonna head back to Gundon from here. Yeah, so as you unlock different hives, you know, it opens up the game. It makes fast traveling super easy. I hate like super long fast travel screens, so I try to keep the effects to the minimum. But we're gonna go back to Gundon. You know, you can take a look around here. I'll give you the tour. We'll walk around a little, but I don't want to show too much. So you know, there's some content over here, but we'll keep it to a minimum today. So you see, there's some other Gundon locations. We're gonna keep it to Havenville today. But there are some other Gundon locations you can visit. Gundon's pretty big on the world map, right? So let's go back up to Havenville, and that's where we'll spend most of today's stream. Maybe I'll show something else, but we could always keep that for other streams. Okay, so today we're going to collect some EXP, and you're already seeing some, and these ones are sort of interesting. So this is right when the demo ends, so there's still a couple things for like you to learn. These are actually like tutorial crystals, which will give a little bit of EXP, but they serve more to, you know, just be a quick way to quickly learn something. You can skip these, so I'm gonna skip this one just to show you, and you'll get some quick EXP just for like, you know, finding it out. Okay, these aren't super interesting, so I'll show maybe one on stream. It's just like a quick scene, but I'll just collect some EXP this way, right? So these main purposes are tutorial, which is why they're kind of just sitting out in the open here. Super easy to find. We'll watch this one, why not, right? So she's just gonna tell you about fast travel. I'm just gonna sort of skip through this text because it's not super interesting. She's just gonna, you know, tell you about fast travel, give you a little tutorial. I know, like, for this, not everyone, you know, needs to sit here and go through it, so you can just skip it. I try to be really easy. I know, like, Glitch is super text heavy, so I always try to give you the option to skip when you can. I know it wasn't really there in the demo. There's a lot of, like, lengthy text parts. I actually did spend 2 days, like, this past week, cutting down some of the text of certain parts in the demo, because I was getting a couple, like, hey, you know, this is super text lengthy, which I think this part of the game doesn't suffer from as much, because there's like a lot of different things you can go do, so it's not as bogged down. Where I think the intro got a little bogged down, so I did do some trimming up. But whenever there's like a big chunk of text, I always try to let you do something like this where you can skip it. Okay, so there's the tutorial ones. You can get some EXP, you know. Next, if you just talk to a random NPC, so here's this little kid who's been like haunting us. So you see, when you meet a new character, you get some instant EXP, right? All of this stuff is going to be used to pass the glitch. So like, no matter what you're doing while you play, it's going to be rewarding you in some sense, right? So you can pretty much do anything and be progressing the story by earning EXP, right? So if you want to go, you know, to the hub world, which we'll do in a bit, and just chill out and like pet your Beebos and, you know, that kind of thing, you can do that. And even in like 30 minutes, you can still get a lot of EXP to progress the story. So everything you do is, you know, constantly towards that end. Which I think, like, to be real, this is my favorite system in the game, because I think it takes all the other systems, the essence choices, exploration, you know, all that, and it sort of gives it the correct, like, it gives it a purpose. So even side content has like a actual purpose in the story. It's not there just to be like fluff or whatever. It has a purpose. So yeah, this kid's being a little shit, but not every character can be, you know, not every character can be pure. Some of them can be little shits. I went ham on everything. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shit in this game. I'll say that. So yeah, here's, you know, meeting an NPC, and that's fine. You get some quick EXP. But better than that is you can sort of take on quests, or you'll find like conflicts that may give you a shit ton of EXP. So I'm going to go particularly somewhere. Before that, you can also just find EXP in the overworld. So, oh look, there he goes. So I know there's a little piece of EXP up here, and you can just find some EXP and just get it. So I'm sort of rewarding you for poking around, you know, finding hidden spots and stuff like that. We can find another one. So just walking through an area, you know, discovering somewhere new. I know you can sneak through back here. And you know, here's like a little hidden area, and I reward you with it by, there'd normally be EXP here. I actually think I was doing like a test stream of this, and I think I got it already. But there'd be EXP like right here, right? So that's like, you know, there's little secrets and little nugs where you can get some more EXP too. Oh, and this, yeah, there we go. Here's our first soft lock, so I gotta fix this. But luckily, we're a dev, so I can just do this. There we go. Yeah, that's why I'm playing on dev mode. There's the first game ending, being stuck in a hidden zone. There's your first bad ending. So here I'm just walking into a random building, and we just get a random encounter here. So here's, you know, two NPCs. You know, you've sort of taken on the role of an adventurer. So, you know, when people have problems and issues, they're gonna, you know, ask you about it. This is talked about a little bit towards the end of the demo, where Emo basically says, hey, the best way for Gus to experience things is to just, you know, be an adventurer, go see everything in the world, go help people, go do this sort of thing. So these two are having a little bit of an issue here over a loan payment. So you may not think this is the most interesting content, but suddenly, like, their issues become yours, and you get to hear both sides of their stories, and now you're making choices. Who are you gonna side with? You know, are you gonna battle or not? And these choices have repercussions. Both these characters have, you know, some establishment in the world. Dr. Shark owns this clinic, which may be used in some quests later. And Walter McSnail is, you know, he's a snail. He's a good guy. Maybe he's a part of something. You don't really know yet. But if I put Dr. Shark in a guillotine, that may have repercussions later. If I need this clinic for some quest later, and I've pissed off Dr. Shark, suddenly that quest changes too, right? So as you meet NPCs and make decisions, there's actual repercussions as to what you've done. A good example is Covewood, where you sort of made these big altering decisions in Covewood, right? When you return, you're gonna see that what you chose there had some pretty major effects on the characters there. Just to give you a little taste, there are some changes where some cats leave entirely and start a new town. And that town appears on the overworld somewhere where you can go and see what they're up to. So like there are big changes. It's not just like, oh, this character's gone or whatever. New locations appear, new events occur, stuff like that. Yeah, maybe you'll find Steve in an art school somewhere. Who knows, right? Okay, so Dr. Shark here is being kind of stingy about a loan, but to be fair, yeah, there are optional towns. But to be fair, Walter McSnail was late on his payment, so I think I'm gonna let Walter McSnail pay for this. You know, he was just one day late. You know, it might not be technically right, but Dr. Stark is being kind of a stingy ass, right? So I'm gonna side with Walter McSnail here. You know, I just like his sprite better. That's gonna be my bias here. I like the little roundness of his shell there. Dr. Shark, kind of an asshole, right? So now I could suggest a compromise, like, hey, you know, maybe we pay a lay fee and we call it a day. But I'm gonna be a Zeal here, and I'm gonna force him to, you know, to give back the collateral and to, yeah, a day late is nothing. I mean, like, you know, I don't know anything about pushing back deadlines or anything. So, you know, to me, it's just one day, right? So I'm going to be stingy here, and I'm going to force Dr. Shark to pay back the collateral. Oh, now you get it. He's like a lone doctor. Oh, there's the joke. It's the joke, everybody. Yeah, so here's a battle, and most battles in Glitched happen like this. There's something you're fighting over, and if you win, you get the thing, and if you lose, I think Dam is supposed to be unimmersed. I'll check that later. And if you lose, you suffer the consequences. And here is our very first crash. I don't know why this crashed. Hang on, we're gonna reset it. And don't worry, we don't have to go back and get the EXP. I have a dev command to just throw in some EXP. This might have been, I think I accidentally put in the party member wrong, so that may have been my bad here. But let's quickly start. Here's your little look at a dev menu if you're interested. Maybe I think that might have been Triz. I don't think I can add her that way. I think that causes some issues. Let's do this. Okay, so now we're back. We're gonna leave Triz out of the party for right now. I think she was causing me some issues. And now instead we'll play as defender since we're missing Triz. So Gus will be a defender boy, and let's actually make a save so we can just load this. Say bye to Triz. You can get Triz through a quest pretty much right when the demo ends. So let's try this one again, shall we? We'll zoom through this. We'll zoom through this dialogue this time. All right, fingers crossed. Ready? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think it was Triz causing the issue. I've been messing with... I'm not super happy with her quirk and her skills, but I'm getting there with her. She's one that she sort of got... How I designed... So we can talk about this because now we're in a battle. Oh, it's mute. God damn it. It'll be mute until this battle's over, and then I'll turn down the volume again. Let's see. Can I quickly do this? Let's see. No, we broke it. There we go. That's your guys' fault. I broke it trying to unmute it for you. Okay, round 3. That broke because of me. But don't worry, we saved. I was smart this time, so it won't take us as long. You can see the ultra fast compiling times. Okay, how about that? Volume's good. Okay, round 3 of fighting Dr. Shark. Okay, so like I was saying with quirks, quirks is sort of what makes every character unique in combat, and I actually designed a bunch of quirks first. And then from those quirks, I said, okay, here are the characters I like. I'm gonna now take the quirks and pair them off with characters and give them like a theme. So Triz, unfortunately, she got one of the quirks that was like at the bottom of the barrel, and I wasn't super happy with it, so I may adjust her a little bit. I like the theming of it. She sort of has like a hot-headed quirk, where if she takes damage, she like gets bonus effects, and I like that, but I'm working on that. But yeah, that's how I design quirks. So let's go over these guys' quirk, because right now we have Defender Gus. Well, a lot of you already know that when he takes damage, you get points, and you can turn those points to a shield. So this is really good, like if you know damage is coming, so let's say you make the enemy mad, and they're going to attack Gus, you can put up a shield to sort of negate some of that damage, right? It's really good when the enemy is like charging a skill, so you can sort of prep for like a big hit with the shield. Karina's is interesting that she has like MP that she gains every turn, and she can gain when using some skills. Then she can use the mana to buff up some of her skills. So this means even if she's just waiting, she gets a little bit of efficiency each turn by gaining mana. So she's going to be our main damage dealer. Karina's OP. Karina is like, she's the essential damage dealer. I actually think Striker Gus deals a little bit more damage, but in order to make Striker Gus work, he needs to be attacking constantly. Versus like Tack, who you don't have to do anything with. You can just throw the spear once every 3 turns and get some good damage. Karina's like a blend of both, so she's like balanced. If you are using a lot of skills, it speeds up her mana production. But if you're just taking it easy, she's at least gaining some use every turn. The real OP is Duncan, where after he uses one skill, every skill that turn has 1 less energy cost attached to it. Okay, so Duncan's really good to like quickly heal a lot of party members, but it's bad to just use one skill on Duncan. You want to use multiple skills to make use of that the reduced skill costs. So we're here against Dr. Shark, and if we win, Walder McSnail is going to get his collateral back, but if we lose, Dr. Shark is going to kick us out of the clinic. So you see, every battle has some sort of stake instead of a game over. So in here, this is like directly tied into the story between Dr. Shark and Mr. Walder McSnail. All right, so I'm going to start here by making Dr. Shark mad. This is generally safe. You generally want him attacking your tankiest member, so it's generally safe, to start out with something like this. Then I'm going to start prepping Karina. So he's taking less damage, so I think he has some kind of quirk. Let's see. So yeah, he has a quirk here where he gains extra defense, but he actually has lower shock defense. So if I was playing Tactician, if an opponent is mad, can they still do a multi-hit attack? Yeah, so being mad just means that, let's see, that he can only use skills that focus Gus, but as long as Gus is hit right now, that's fine. So he can do like an AoE attack, right? As long as Gus is hit during the attack, he can use it. So like Dr. Shark can't do any healing, he can't protect allies, he can't do any buffs, he has to target Gus in some way. He can do things like poison, but he has to focus Gus with some kind of attack, right? So I'm gonna be using some Karina skills here. Now you see she has 9 mana down at her bar. So you know she's building up mana to prep for a bigger attack. So that's why I'm sort of, she's like the main person I'm gonna be using skills with. So let's see what he does. Okay, so yeah, see he did an AoE attack, which hit all of us, and that still worked for him being mad. So we got hit with something. Let's see. Okay, so electric skills will hit us 3 more damage and stun us. So I'm pretty low on health. So here I'm going to use Duncan, but you see I'm not just going to use one skill, because after I use a skill, so I'm going to heal up. You see Duncan's quirk is now activated. This means that all of his skills here have a reduced cooldown, or have a reduced skill cost. So now I can do healing for really cheap. But in order to get this, I had to, you know, cast a card or cast a skill first. So let's heal up everybody, because that hurt a decent amount. The amount of status alignments is bonkers. Yeah, there's a ton of status alignments, but it never gets too overwhelming because you always have a way just to see what it does. So like if he's hitting me with this douse, I'm probably guessing he's going to use some kind of electric skill in the future, right? Like why would he do this unless he had some electric skill to capitalize on it? So I kind of know what's coming, right? Okay, I know he's probably looking to hit me with some kind of electric skill. So in order to counter, I want to make sure that, you know, he's staying mad, that he's going to try to focus me. Now maybe it's AoE and then I kind of get screwed over. Maybe I should have stunned him instead. But for right now, I'm going to go with this and we'll see what he does. Okay, so he did an AoE here. But I don't know. That should have stunned us all. I think that's a bug right there. So I'll take note of that. That should have probably stunned everybody. Yeah, there should have been stuns there. So I'll check and see. Maybe his skill wasn't coated with electric. That's my guess. That maybe I was just missing that tag. So I'll go back and do that. But now I'm going to show you setting up a combo here. So characters have a ton of skills that basically interlink with each other. So Duncan has this skill, which grants an ally swift cast. Yeah, if it's a bug in your favor, it's not a bug, right? It's a gift from the developer, all right? Not a bug. Now, if it hurts you, then it's a bug, all right? But if it's in your favor, it's just a little gift, right? So this grants swift cast, which I'm going to give to Karina. And so now you see that, like, you really need to keep, like, different party members interact with other party members in really interesting ways, basically setting up little combos. It's not in some RPG like Chrono Trigger, where it's like, oh, when these two characters attack, you get the flame tornado instead of the regular tornado. No, it's like their skills work with other party members' skills to set up like to buff each other and set up like unique interactions, right? So here I got swift cast, which this will make my next magic skill hit twice. Okay, so now I've planned this that I have 10 mana this turn, so I can use my strongest skill here, which I can use mana to increase it. So you see, this is Karina's quirk. When she uses some of her skills, you get this little box above, and I can buff up her attacks using however much mana I want. So now you see I'm dealing 22 damage with this attack, right? But not only that, I've planned this so I have swift cast, so this skill is gonna hit twice, right? So yeah, the skills really like interlink and work together. Tacticians are really important because they, you know, provide these buffs. So Duncan is like half healer, half tactician. So now you'll see it goes down a little bit. He has some innate defense, but I'm dealing 21 damage times 2 because I have swift cast on. But you see, this was sort of planned out, right? You need to sort of think about how these skills interact with each other, right? And you can plan out big turns like this, where I'm dealing 42 damage in a single turn, right? So So, you know, he's going to be a little bastard. He's going to heal himself. Yeah, so Duncan also has a little damaging move. But to be honest, I like removing this from Duncan. I like Duncan just having heals and buffs. And then giving him gear that, you know, makes that better. So each party member is going to be, like, super specialized, right? I think we can end this. I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to put some of this on and hope I can get some nice counterattack damage. The other thing you have to balance is energy costs. So with something like Karina, she's going to be using a lot of skills, right? So you're going to need to constantly be refreshing her. So it may be more useful to sort of spread your skill use across your party members. If you're just using one party member, you're wasting a lot of energy on refreshing, right? Where if you're sort of spacing out people using their skills, so like it may not be perfectly beneficial for Duncan to be using, you know, this skill, but it might be a little bit better than completely refreshing a character who's out of charges, right? But I'm going to go back to Karina. So you see, I have only one more real attack with Karina. These skills do something, but you really want mana when you're using these skills, right? So I'm actually going to go use Duncan here, and I'm going to... so I don't have any fire attacks. So this skill does apply oil, but I don't have any fire attacks to sort of capitalize. Yeah, I would say don't focus on just one tactic, right? I like having two strikers, and then you can sort of use both of those strikers interchangeably, then like a defender, and then like a healer and tactician type character. But you can basically go with any combo of characters you want. A lot of stuff will work for like the main story, right? There's like a ton of combos that, you know, will work perfectly fine. So let's just, I think we can just finish this guy in like the next turn or two. So I'm going to focus on Karina here just so I can do it. I don't have any other strikers, so she's still going to be like my most powerful. Yeah, so enemies can sometimes have like elemental resistances, and every damage skill is going to have some type of element. So all of Karina's cards are magic, so you want to find her equipment that like buffs up magic, right? With like Defender Gus, here's a card that's like pierce damage, blunt damage. So there may be some enemies who just resist your damage type, right? But like you should have enough variations where it's not going to screw you over, right? I would say don't have only one damage type, you know, bringing in. That may be rough if, you know, you have all fire cards and then you fight someone who has fire resistance. That might suck. So, you know, keep your skills varied. But I think we can just end this right here. So I can deal 16 damage right here, and we can just put it onto Dr. Shark's Reign of Terror. Okay, so you see I won the battle, so this sort of settles this situation here. Walder McSnail is going to pay, and he's going to get his collateral back, and he's going to be pretty happy. Now, on the other end, we pissed off Dr. Shark. And Dr. Shark's not going to be too happy about what we did here. So now, you know, we've made a friend here with the wonderful Walder McSnail. But we've made an enemy in Dr. Shark, right? I could have left them and just said I'm not going to deal with this situation, but then you sort of get the worst of both. You have two people who don't really care. Oh, hey, you didn't help me through this situation. But that's up to you, right? So now you see, I get a fat chunk of EXP here. I've met some characters. I finished a quest. So there's like a big chunk. That's 400. That's almost all we need for patching that glitch, right? So here's just the item we got. Maybe this has some use, but you know, you'll get some rewards that have a use later on, right? So yeah, there's like the basic, you know, going around No, so some resolutions will give less EXP, some will give more EXP. Battling generally gives you a little bit more EXP, but it's sort of balanced out. Now, it's never like that different where you're going to be super punished for doing one thing or another. But quests tend to generate the most EXP, you know, finding conflicts and solving them. Yeah, you're going to see little messenger bots fly around, right? Oh, there he is. Look at him go. He's delivering something. You know, just that immersive pixel art world, everybody, right? Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the hub world. So here's the hub world. This is sort of content that's always with you, and you can sort of progress at your own pace. Can you get the robot? No, he's just flying around, right? So this is the hub world, and it sort of leads to a bunch of different content, right? Now this is always with you. You can access it whenever you want. So these are sort of like long-term things. They all give you EXP. So it's never a waste of time to do any of this. You can always come here, you know, try to take on some new combat fights in the arcade. You can go see where your friendship levels are at in the hotel, which we'll do that first. So, you know, here's like, you know, a little place. Your party members will actually show up here. So you can, you know, catch up with your party members, do that sort of thing. But the biggest thing here is you can talk to Old Man Marbles here, and this is one of the, I'm gonna assume gonna be one of the most popular like side content systems in the game, which is the friendship/romance system. So as characters travel together, their friendship levels are going to grow. Then you can go to this guy and you can see where their sort of like friendship events are throughout the world. You travel there, you'll witness a little scene. So here's friendship levels. All mine are going to be instantly maxed out. I have it like set on dev mode. But this will take some time to progress. As you walk around the world, do that sort of thing, your friendship levels will increase. There are also friendship events on the overworld. So let's say you get a whole bunch of new party members and you want to max out and get the events super quickly. You can like go to the bar in Havenville, pay a couple bits, and your party members will like go out drinking and become good friends much quicker, right? So I see here that here's some little hint. It tells me where the event is at and a little image as to where I need to go to find that event. Right, so I know this is somewhere in Havenville, and I've got to track down the friendship NPC, who is this guy right here. So this guy will appear at all these bonding event locations, and he'll sort of be the guy you got to look for. So just like you want to look for Rewardo in the overworld, you want to look for this guy too. Is it possible from just the opening area to have enough for that first scene with Gus? Just from, maybe. All of this streaming is, should I make all parties members romanceable? So it's kind of like Fire Emblem, where like not every party member has like friendship events with every other party member. There's sort of pre-selected ones. So it's not just like, that would be literally thousands of lines of dialogue. So for each friendship, there are 7 conversations you can witness. Now for some characters, there's 7 plus I think 4 more, or is it 3 more, where you can choose like platonic or romanceable. Now not every character has a friendship with other characters, but Gus has some type of friendship with every character. Then some can turn romantic and some can't. In total, this is a huge chunk of like text. Would the friendship levels have effects on the storyline? Yes. There are some events. Now, it's not always major. There is a little bit with the main storyline, depending on who Gus is friends with. But there's a lot of side content where like things subtly change. So for example, we'll say with like Triz, if Gus and Triz have super high friendship levels, there's a place where Triz is from, not Gundon, somewhere else. Where if you go there, depending on your friendship levels with her, the conversations change, okay? I won't get into any more than that, but like, it's not like a super big aspect, but there are some that like subtly change, right? So let's go find that heart event, that friendship event. It's somewhere in Havenville. I know where it is, so we're just gonna go right to it. So yeah, you see, here's where the little image was, and here he is just chilling, right? So now I can see, he'll say, hey, you want to view the bonding moment between Gus and Karina? I can view it, or I can just skip it and just get the romance is gender locked. No. I'm gonna skip it. I'll leave this for you, and just so we can see, like, you get some rewards. So you see now they're acquaintances, so they've sort of leveled up. During this conversation, I got a magic spell, right? So some conversations will like give you a ton of stuff, right? Like really important stuff. That's why I put the skip option, that if you're not someone who likes this stuff, you can just find this guy in the overworld and just skip the conversation, right? Then you also, for every one of these, you're gonna get a frog coin, and that's like your reward for this. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the scene hidden. You guys can watch that on your own time. So yeah, I got a new spell here. I got Sorcerer's Force, which lets you do this. Which lets you move these. I'm not gonna do it today, but I can move this if I want. I'm not gonna show you what's in there. You guys can do that on your own time, okay? But that's Sorcerer's Force. I can move the box here. But let's go back to the hub world. So that's the friendship system. So now me and Karina, or Gus and Karina, are acquaintances. So now you can like build towards that. So it's a quick way to get frog coins, which I'm being a tease. I can't give away all of it. A lot of the scenes I want to skip because it's not super interesting, right? Like for on stream, you might really like the lore and the friendship stuff. But here's Polly. You see character Matt. She sort of runs the hub world, right? So I could learn all about it, but let's not. Let's just skip forward. So this is where you can spend some frog coins. You can also spend them in the arcade and in the Bebo farm, which we'll check out next. Yeah, we probably have enough EXP for the glitch. We'll do that to end the stream, okay? But for right now, we'll just keep doing some hub content because we're here. So let's see. Hopefully, I have this hooked up right now. Yeah. So here's the hub shop. You can spend frog coins here. You can see in the top left. And there's just things you can buy in here. Now, this shop is constantly changing and updating. So, like, right now I can buy some themes for my hub world. So, like, I can buy the Covewood theme. I can get, like, here's, like, an item that can, like, skip through some events. Here's, you know, a music track. Let's see, can I change my theme? Yeah, so here I can like change the theme of the hub. It's just a little visual thing. So you know, here's a different looking hub. You can get different themes of different zones. There's like the seasons, a couple funny ones. So you know, it's just another little reward if. Is there always a way to not need that key? Yeah, you can always find a way to open a door. That's just another way to tackle content. If there's some door and you've been hitting your head against it, like, I can't progress this quest, you can just go grab the key, spend a couple frog coins, and get through it. Now, there's some doors it doesn't work on, but for a majority, if you need that little skip, it just, you know, it helps streamline some content if you're being annoyed, right? Let's look at the arcade. So the arcade will also have a couple shops. But the purpose of the arcade is just more RPG battles. If you like the combat system and you want to like really test yourself, this is the place to go. You get frog coins, you get experience. This is completely optional, just like everything in here. So if you're someone who doesn't really like the combat, you can just skip this. You get some weapons and some cool stuff, but none of it you really need for like the main storyline, right? The weapons and the skills here are really going to be most helpful for progressing further into the arcade. So like if I give you a skill, it's for some reason. So So like here's the skill bot who you can purchase skills from, and you see to start out he only has one skill, which like stuns enemies. So you already know that in the arcade you may need to have like an extra stun, right? You'll never really need this for the main story. So all the stuff here is sort of geared towards progressing the arcade. Now when you get a skill in the arcade, it comes into this shop. So let's say I got another skill called, I don't know, give me a skill name, Big Hammer. I got Big Hammer in the arcade, and you'll see how you get rewards there. The guidebook will appear in the shop, so I can purchase as many of them as I want, right? So I can get the skill Paralyzed. I don't really need it right now. We don't even have enough frog coins. Then you can also get gear, which this is useful in the main quest, but it's not. None of this stuff is going to be essential, like I said. So here's a frog baton, which is pretty good. It gives 1 attack power, healing power, and shielding power. Like it's a pretty good all-around weapon. If you know, to have. Now in this shop, you can get upgrades of equipment, but it will just replace whatever was there. So let's say I get Frog Baton level 2, if that exists, right? It will replace this item in the shop, and then it will actually replace all of the Frog Batons you've purchased. So it's like, if you get an upgrade, everyone benefits from it, right? You don't have to go back and buy it again. This works for skills too. So you'll notice, I'll show you right now, some of your skills, like look at Gus here. So he has this skill, and you can see the star level is only 1 right now. You can upgrade this skill in a couple different ways. You may be able to buy an upgrade in a shop. You may find it as you travel. And this skill just gets immediately upgraded from that. If I have multiple versions of this skill from a guidebook, every party member who's learned it will get that bonus. Now, the bonuses aren't super great. So like Annoying Poke, the upgrade may add 1 damage to it, which doesn't seem like a lot, but these will add up as you upgrade it and you max it out, right? A lot of RPGs, like the starting weapon sucks and like won't work throughout the game. You got to replace it at some point. Glist is a little bit different, where the upgrades aren't like so great that they like are required for the game. I think you could probably beat most of the content in the game without upgrading anything, right? As long as you're playing your skills right. The upgrades just sort of make combat a little bit easier, right? You do a little bit more damage, you heal a little bit more, stuff like that, right? The only other upgrades besides skills and equipment is there are heart shrines throughout the world to increase your base LP. Is there only 1 upgrade for a certain skill? Am I gonna buy it? So yeah, like there are generally a couple upgrades, and you can find them in different ways. So like I know, like we'll take Annoying Poke again. I know you can buy the upgrade for this in a Sola, but I also know you can get an upgrade for this in the arcade. You can do both, and you'll have a level 3 ranked piece of the skill. So they both just add on. And this is the same for equipment. Like if I look at equipment, here's the Paraball Bat, which is 1 star. I think you can get, I think it's like a spiked Paraball Bat. I think you can get that in the arcade. And it will immediately turn this into the upgraded version, and then it will also appear in the shop. But overall, like, this may sound a little bit complex, but it's not at all. Super simple. You never really have to go and, like, crunch the numbers or whatever. You're just finding equipment, putting on what you like. Now, if you're someone who really likes RPGs and digging into the numbers, like, the arcade is for you. If the arcade is going to require you to go, like, above and beyond, and, like, if you watched me fight the Old Bow fights a couple of days ago, these are, like, some of the first fights in the game that are challenging, and even I kind of struggled with them. So these are really, like, really hard. But they're super rewarding if this is the kind of gameplay you like. I know some people play their RPGs for, like, this number crunch. So we'll play one right now. So this is the battle zones, and you get different keys that open up different battle zones, which have different enemies in them. So the first one we start out with was Slime Park, which is only a difficulty level 1, so it's not going to be super hard. So yeah, here's what a battle zone looks like. and you're going to have enemies who block the way, then there are going to be rewards once you defeat the enemies. I can click here if I want to like return to the arcade or change zones. You can get keys through a ton of different ways. So sometimes completing content will give you a key. So I reuse a lot of battle enemy sprites here, but I never want to like spoil. So like if the zone is going to be filled with a bunch of cats, I don't want to spoil like the cat sprites before you see them. So some keys are held behind like content. So before you get to a Sola, you'll never see any vegetable enemies here. But once you beat a Sola, you may get a key that opens up some Sola battle zone content, right? So you'll see some enemies kind of get like repurposed a lot, but like this isn't really about showing you new enemies. It's about presenting you new battle opportunities, right? So yeah, you'll see a lot of recolored sprites, but it's not really about that. It's just about like, you know, having interesting fights. I think there are like 100 fights in here, but this is something I even may consider just continuing making content for even after release. These are super easy to make. It's super easy to throw keys in the shop. So like if I have ideas, I'm just going to keep making it basically till I run out of ideas for it. I really push the limits here on some of these fights. So see, before you start a fight, you can get some info. So I can see like, okay, the green slime heals and the red one deals damage. So this fight's pretty basic, but you see even this one, like, it's going to give you some tips on how to, you know, take out the fight. If you lose these fights, there's no punishment. You just lose and you can try it again. If you win, the enemies disappear and you can progress through. So let's fight and see if we can beat this. I think I was like, oh, this is super easy. And I think I died. Like I was doing a test run of this playthrough, and I think I died in this fight. So you'll see in the arcade, you can't use goodies. So you have to just rely on your skills by themselves. You can surrender. A lot of these arcade fights may like soft lock if you don't have the right like setup. If I use items and lose, do I get the items back? So you can't even use items here. So it's not like it's not a worry. So you can surrender anytime you want and just like bail out. If you get stuck, you'll see some enemies have like weird ass quirks where they like only take damage from one type or some shit like this. So you may have the completely wrong setup, but you can always surrender. This isn't a problem in the main game where the enemies are sort of built to be, you can tackle them through a bunch of different strategies, where enemies here like, no, you got to use this exact strategy to win, right? Or like 2 or 3 strategies, right? Okay, so I know that the red one deals damage and the green one heals. So what's the advice? What do I go for, the healer or the damage dealer? Isn't the advice normally take out the healer first? Isn't that like typical RPG advice? I forget what I did when I lost. I don't remember which one I went for first. I'm gonna go for the green one first, and just try to zerg it down, and then with no more healing, I should be able to take out the other one. Always go for the mage. Yeah, that's true. But what if this dude is like destroying me? Like if this guy's dealing a lot of damage, maybe I should go for him. I guess we'll see after this turn. Okay, I could stop the healer from healing if I use this skill. But if this guy's gonna deal a lot of damage, I would want him to hit my defender. So I'm gonna do this. This guy's gonna heal anyway. I'm not gonna be able to always keep him mad, but maybe we'll see. So this guy's in range. If I can do a swift cast, I can probably kill either one of these. Okay, yeah, so he healed him 12. Okay, that's not terrible damage. Oh, I was burned, though. Okay, so that was actually a lot of damage. Do I heal? Or do I go for the kill? If I heal, we can definitely survive whatever comes next. If I go for the kill, heal Karina with her ability. Yeah, this heals okay, but I don't want to waste the mana. This is one that I replaced pretty quickly. It's pretty good, but it does give free cast, which free cast lets her next skill. You gotta kill him, avoid the damage loop. Okay, so we just killed the healer. I feel like that's That's like good advice. We're gonna kill the healer. So I'm gonna do the swift cast combo again. But I'm not gonna use, I don't think I need all of this mana. So what does he have, 27? So this should kill him, right? I think even this will kill it. That's 14, yeah, this will kill it. Because that's 14 and then we're gonna do this twice. So I'm gonna kill the healer. So you see, I was conservative with my mana there because I didn't need to use all 10 mana to kill him. Which is nice about Karina. You can sort of maximize her mana. So now we only have this guy left. It shouldn't be too bad. Okay, and then he just instantly kills Karina. Okay, maybe I should have thought about that one. But that's okay. I think I can finish him off with these two. So I'm gonna do some healing with Duncan this turn. One interesting thing about the battle system is there are no revives. There are no items that revive. There are no skills that revive. Once the character is KO'd, they're KO'd. So this sort of brings a lot of tension to each battle, right? So you see Duncan gets a lot of use off of this. He can get a lot of healing done if you use all 3 heals in a single turn. So I'm going to try to keep him focused on Gus here. And I know he's mad, so he's probably going to hit me soon. So I'm going to use this quirk and just get a small shield. It's only a little shield, but I think I'm going to get hit this turn. So I'm going to pop that shield. Yeah, there we go. The shield going to work. Yeah, dead is dead. Once your character's KO'd in a fight, that's just how it is. So I'm going to go for the counter here. This will give me some defense to help next turn, but it also helps the skill deal more damage. So now with Karina KO'd, I'm going to be a little bit slower here, right? I'm not going to be able to get through things as fast. Ooh, so that's a stun on Duncan. That kind of sucks. Right, I did the counter, but I wasn't able to make him mad. This doesn't make him mad, which kind of sucks, right? So instead, this turn, I'm going to use this. What should I do this turn? I'm going to just do poke. I want him to attack Gus this turn. I want to make sure Duncan's healing is available next turn. And then I think I'm gonna... I still have some energy left. It'd be a waste just to refresh right now. So now I'll do this, because I know he's going to be attacking Gus this turn. So I'll get the counter off. And since I know I'm going to be being attacked, I'll pop the shield. Right. I'll also get aware. Awareness is good, because it will stop myself from being stunned. And I saw he just stunned Duncan, so there's a chance Gus might get stunned here too. Oh, so he did the hot jelly attack. I think, is Duncan dead? He's gonna have 1 LP? I got the counter damage in. Is Duncan dead here? Oh, okay, he survived. Oh, Duncan has, I think that burn only did 2, because he has fire defense. So that burn didn't deal as much damage as it would have. But I think I need to heal pretty badly. Yeah, Duncan does not have a cleansing move, so you'd have to find one of those, find a guidebook with some cleansing move, if you want Duncan to have that, which I like my healers to have a cleanse. It sucks when there's a status alignment and you can't get it off. Medic Gus has a cleanse, I think. But it just sucks when they don't. So you'd have to find a guidebook to get Duncan that skill. So I might as well just use this. I'm gonna refresh Gus here. So you see, with Karina dead, you know, I don't deal nearly enough damage, and there's Duncan. So now, can I win this fight? I think I can do it. I have some shields, shields stored up. So I'm gonna do this. Get my counterattack ready. I'm gonna go for the damage here. I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste energy on anything else. I'm going straight for the damage. And then I'm gonna use his quirk to give myself a shield. Theoretically, shield plus damage plus a refresh per turn would win. A bit slow though. Yeah, since he's only dealing 5. Oh, okay, so that screws me. That screws me. I think he might have just beat me. Let's see, does he do another? Oh man, this is gonna come down to the wire here. I did get a fat chunk of shield here. Okay, I gotta deal 11 damage this turn. So this will do a counter attack, and it scales with my defense. So this will deal 5 damage. Okay, I think I can survive another turn. I think it'll be close, but I think I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use my shield too. So I have raised defense and I have a shield on. So that should protect me. And then I think he'll take counter damage and I'll be able to kill him next turn. But we'll see. He might do something unpredictable like stun me. I think that's it. I think he beat me. I won't be able to use the quirk because I'm stunned. Alright, and there you go. Even the very first fight, I can lose. So I probably should have killed the red one first. So you see, when you lose here, it's okay. You know, nothing bad happens. You can just battle him again. This time we'll go a little bit quicker. I think I know if I kill the red one first. Yeah, I mean, these fights are difficult. They get easier if you decide to... They get easier if you decide to, you know, upgrade your equipment and stuff. But I try to make all of these fights beatable by just using your skill alone. So I'll just, you know, change my focus here. Focus on the damage dealer. I think once the damage dealer is dead, this green guy's just like a sitting target, right? So I'm gonna get hit with this hot jelly attack, but I actually don't really care. I think I'm just gonna ignore the damage and just go straight for the kill on this red guy. So I'm gonna swift cast and do my big combo here. Let's see, he has 40 HP, so I need to deal 20 damage. So yeah, this will kill. This will do 20 twice and kill him. Okay, so now I don't think I have like any threat, right? So yeah, he's gonna heal himself. I'm gonna take some damage, but there's no more threat, right? This guy may have some attacking skills, but they're probably pretty weak, right? So I want to keep Karina alive here, because she's gonna make this fight quicker. So I know she's gonna get hit by a... Oh, burn is done now. Okay, so I can heal everybody up. No, I still have 2 energy left this turn. I'm gonna use it on Gus. And I'm gonna keep this guy mad so he'll stop healing himself, because that's pretty annoying. So yeah, he deals pretty weak damage, only 5 damage. I'm gonna refresh Karina, and I'm gonna get some energy, get some mana built up, and I think we just win now. I don't think he's gonna have enough of anything to stop us. So yeah, there you go, see? Even these easy fights, you can make a mistake and you can lose pretty quickly, right? But once you figure out the strategy, it's not so bad, right? Can I beat this guy in this turn? If I have 8, let's just be safe. I'll make sure the combo is maxed out for next turn. Okay, so now I can do a repeat. Oh, I can't. I don't have... So here I wasn't thinking. This card doesn't have any charges left, so we're actually going to have to wait a turn, but that's okay. I'll just end the turn here. I don't think he can do anything to stop me here. Okay, now I can properly set up the combo. Give Swift Cast to Karina. Bring out the big guns. And put an end to this poor slime's life. Okay, so that wasn't that bad, right? We messed up the first time, but, you know, it happens. In the arcade, it doesn't really matter. Just, you know, fix your strategy. Maybe switch out some party members, switch out some skills. So now you see I can progress further. The victory music never sounded so good. Yeah, that was a long fight. Fights in Glitched are meant to take a little bit longer, a little bit slower. But there's never like a filler fight. It's never just... Some in the early demo are like, you know, teaching you things. but there's never just, you know, filler just to do it. It's always for some purpose. Yeah, I think this is where the battle system like reaches, like you said, that true potential. It doesn't really happen in the main story because I think some people don't really like to play the game for that. But if you're someone who likes this kind of content, like, this is the place to go. Maybe we'll do one more fight, and then maybe we'll do some Bebo stuff. Let's do one more fight. I think I know this one pretty well. So you see, we got the frog coin. Yeah, there's no grinding against fodder. It's always like, I at least put some thought into every encounter you have, right? Okay, so this is the cursed oil spill. Let's see what the info is. So the gray slimes will continuously apply oil, and the red slimes will attack with fire damage. Stop the red slime from attacking or keep oil off of your friends. Okay, so this one's interesting. I think I'm gonna stick with sort of the same strategy I did last time, where I want to go for this middle guy, because if I can kill this middle guy, I think maybe these two on the sides will be useless. So I'm just try to zerg out this fiery slime. Yeah, we'll hatch a Bebo after this. How about that? We'll hatch one. I'll show you the little intro stuff. So I'm just gonna go for the straight zerg on this fire slime and see if we can just kill it. Okay, so these guys are gonna apply oil. Now let's see, how much damage will this... Okay, so I dealt a lot of damage, but we survived. So if Karina would have gotten oiled twice, I think she would have died there. Are we getting any out of context reveals this stream? No, I'll save the like character reveals and stuff like that for Thursdays. Thursdays is gonna be like development stuff, and I'm gonna try to do it every Thursday till release. But Thursdays are gonna be really chill, where I'm gonna be talking to chat and stuff, but it's not gonna be like as structured as this, and I'm literally just gonna work on stream. So there will probably be a lot of like spoilers during those streams. It's just the nature. I'm going to be working and making scenes and stuff like that. So you're going to see, I think this Thursday I'm going to be working on a dungeon. There's an intro dungeon where it's Frog Inc themed, and that needs a hard mode that I haven't gotten to yet. So I think you'll see me working on a hard mode of that dungeon on Thursday. And you'll get to see me play test it and mess around with the stuff in the engine. So those are probably the streams I want to do like character reveals and stuff like that on, just because it's more chill and I'm already working on background stuff. So those are going to be Thursdays. Saturdays are going to be like this, where I'm showing off new content. Okay, so we're set up for Karina's attack here again. But today, no, I'm not going to do any character reveals. So he has 33. This will be good, right? 18 plus 18. I think this will even be good. No, this won't. This will only do 32. But this should be enough. Okay, so I just focused the main damage dealer here. Now we'll have to see what these guys do. Hopefully nothing. It did say they only use oil skills. Okay, yeah, so I won this fight. I don't think these guys are going to deal any damage. I should probably go back. If these guys don't have any damage skills, I think if you kill the main guy, that should just be it. So instead of sitting here and doing this, I'm going to do my little dev skip here and just claim the victory. We are on dev mode, so I can do that. Okay, so you see I won another fight, so I cleared out some more content. And now you see, oh, here, the reward for this fight was 100 EXP, so pretty good. As the zones get more difficult, the rewards get greater and greater. I guess I'll show you one more zone. I'm gonna auto win this fight. So here's another fight with some more slimes. So here's like some slimes. I'll leave you to figure out what this is. We'll just do the auto win again. So you see if I clear out this zone, you'll get some reward. And then here's a key. So this key will unlock a new battle zone. Okay, so I've gotten to the end. I've gotten some rewards. And now I'm going to pick up a key. So this key opens up a new zone. So now I'll be kicked from this zone because I've gotten every reward from there. If you forget to pick something up, the zone won't reset. So it won't reset and you won't lose it until you've cleared out everything from the battle zone. But you see, I have now a new battle zone, Chamber of Reflection. And this will just be another zone which contains a bunch of new fights. And at the end of the zone, there's probably a key as well. Now, sometimes zones end without giving you a key. In that case, you either got to go find a key in the overworld, you might have to buy a key from the shop, and then sometimes they give you 2 keys and you can sort of go to 2 different paths. So yeah, here's another battle zone. Each battle zone is like lightly themed. I don't really spend that much time on it. You know, the characters are just sort of placeholders for whatever kind of fight I want to do. Like we were talking about crazy fights where there's like, where there's enemies with like strange quirks that make fighting difficult. So here's like an example of that. The slimes were sort of easy, but this guy every turn heals himself fully and makes himself immune to status effects. So you gotta find some way to deal 80 damage in a single turn to win this fight. Right, his quirk fully heals himself and does that. So, you know, some of these fights are pretty difficult. I'm gonna surrender. I think that's enough arcade content for today. But you can spend a lot of time in here. So let's go back to the arcade. I think it's Bebo time. I think maybe I'll show a little bit of the Bebo content. I do want to dedicate like a whole stream just for Bebos in some weeks. So I'm not going to show you a ton. But yeah, here's the start of the Bebo farm. So Ava is going to be like your guide through the Bebo farm. Yeah, a lot of people compare the battle system to like a puzzle, and that's kind of true, especially in the arcade. Like, each one has a little solution. Let's get the explanation. We're here. Okay, so we get our first Bebo egg. And she's gonna give you like a little rundown. So this is the brander. So there are different elements that each Bebo can have, okay? Then you're going to need to put them in an incubator once you've branded the egg. And just like in, I don't know, like Pokemon, when the egg is in the incubator, just go out into the world, walk around for a while, and the percent will rack up and you'll be able to hatch the egg. Then once you have a Bebo, you can do things like the Bebo quest, you can do some battles, you can do the contests, you can go out in the overworld and you can find squells, which are used to power up your Bebos. You can go pet your Bebos, so you sort of get everything after that point. So I'm going to sort of skip through some of this. You can do this on your own. I want to get to like the hatching and stuff. She may have used to be Harmony. I sort of tweaked the Bebo content a while ago, and like there used to be some old systems that aren't here anymore. It's a little more interactive than it used to be. Like, there used to not even be Bebos you could, like, pet. They would just sort of, like, sit in your computer, so I've, like, fixed everything up. Okay, so let's start with branding the egg. Okay, so I'm gonna use the egg brander. Here's my egg. It doesn't have a name yet. Its soul level is only 1. Soul level is how many times your Bebo has reincarnated. So, once you get your Bebo maxed out, you can reincarnate them. Their stats will reset, but they'll gain a soul level. The higher the soul, the more max potential the Bebo has. So you can only have 4 Bebos, and you can sort of keep those 4 Bebos, and you can unlock a bunch of different, like you can fill out your Bebopedia without having 5 billion Bebos, right? You probably want to focus on a couple of Bebos and like get those soul levels up. Now for convenience, because I know it gets annoying to like max out one each time you get a soul level, you'll be able to purchase eggs with that. So I think when you get to a Bebo with a level 3 soul level, you can buy eggs that have a level 2. When you go to 4, you can buy eggs that have a level 3. So to sort of speed it up if you want to buy a new Bebo.
Right now we only have the fire brand. So we were Zeal, so she gave us fire to start with. So I'm gonna brand this egg with fire. So this means you can have a Bebo who reincarnates and you can change their element. So each Bebo, you know, you don't have to keep reincarnating it the same way. You can change its element here. Okay, so now I'm gonna incubate the egg. So here's that same egg. Here's that same egg. You see it has 0% over here. So we haven't started to incubate it at all. So I'm gonna incubate it. Okay, now you see it in there, right? Now normally you'd have to go run around the world. You know, it maybe takes 10 minutes per Bebo. It's not a huge time sink. So here's me pretending to run around the world. I have dev mode on, so we instantly just maxed out. So when you come back from your adventure, you can go see the egg. And now you get the nice little hatching sequence. And there we go. There's our first Bebo. This is a fire Bebbling, so it's fire type. What are we gonna name this one in the chat? First name gets it. Is it my child? Is that a name? Okay, I'll take Cutie. We'll go with Cutie. All right, so here's Cutie. And once we pick out a name, you see you get some EXP from hatching that. Now, I actually have I had that Bebo in my Bebopedia already, but each time you find a new type of Bebo, I think it's like 100 EXP for each new one. I think I might have had that already turned on. But once you have the Bebo, you can view them in the list here in Bebo Springs, and you'll get them in the Bebopedia. So right now we only have one Bebo in here, but as you unlock types, this will fill out. As you get Bebos entered in here, Ava will give you rewards based on how many types you've unlocked. So I think the first one at like 10 Bebos, you get some EXP and you get some type of reward. Okay, so now mine was sent to Bebo Island over here. Okay, so here's Cutie chilling, right? Now you see Cutie has some hearts, so they are ready to be pet. Just like incubating, you can pet your Bebos to build up friendship. So yeah, here's Cutie. So this Bebo got a nature, and that's friendly. So friendly starts with a little bit of empathy. Bravery, loyalty, and empathy are your basic Bebo stats. So Bebos are going to have skills that scale off of these stats. So like this Bebo may have a fighting skill that scales off bravery, may have like a shield skill that scales off loyalty, may have a healing skill that scales off empathy. For Bebblings, they're still young, so they only need to get to level 5 until they evolve. So you need to give them 3 Squells, then when they evolve, they'll gain an additional level. So depending on the 3 Squells that you feed a Bebbling, they will evolve into a different type of Bebo, okay? I won't show that on stream yet. Maybe that'll be for the actual Bebo stream. I will show you petting. Now, there's also some more stats like beauty, but there's also another stat called bond. And here you go. There's a happy Bebo right there. Okay, so you see petting, that increased the bond. Bebo's happy. Some skills scale off bond. So like some Bebos you want to have a really high bond. Also, some evolutions will change based on bond. So, like, there may be some secret evolutions where it's pretty easy to get 3 Squells. So I can show you that too, I think. But I'm going to need to add some. Let's add some Squells. Feed. Okay, so here are a bunch of Squells. So I can feed this Bebo different squells, right? You find squells just throughout the overworld. I'm gonna give it a brave squell, right? Just, you know, it's a fire Bebo. I'm gonna give it a brave. Actually, no. I see this as an empathetic Bebo, right? I've already got the friendly nature, so I start with 1 empathy. So maybe it would be good to make this like a healing Bebo with empathy. So I'm gonna do this. Bebo gains some empathy, Bebo levels up, and Bebo gains some max LP, right? So feeding a Squell, you know, that's gonna level up your Bebo, right? I can show you, like, here's a brave one. This should increase bravery. Now, if I do one more, we're gonna get an evolution, but we're not gonna do that today. So there's like the Bebo basics, right? The Bebo will evolve depending on which spells you give it, depending on its bond, depending on who's in your party, depending on which farm it's in. There's a couple different farms. You can hold 5 Bebos in each farm, and you can unlock the different farms by paying some frog coins here and here. So here's like the Bebo Valley. I don't have 20 frog coins, but if I did, this gives me 5 more slots to keep Bebos in. You can buy some stuff here. I think you can buy like extra Bebo eggs. You can buy the brands that you don't have. So here's a couple more brands. And that's it in here right now. Just like the other hub shops. This will sort of there'll be new items added in here. There'll be higher level soul eggs. There'll be a couple other things in here that I won't talk about. But yeah, just like a basic shop. You want to get some more brands. What you do with the Bebos afterwards is there's like a battle tower, Bebo quest, and a contest. I'm not going to show these today, but we'll show these, I think, in 2 weeks. I think in 2 weeks, that Saturday stream will focus just on Bebos. The next week will be dungeons. The week after will be Bebos. So we'll be back here. But there's like a little sneak peek at sort of what you're going to be doing. A lot of this is, you know, you come in, you pet your Bebos, you feed them what you've got, and then you go back out, you adventure for a while, you come back, and there's more, right? So it's sort of some content you want to be like continuously checking back in on, right? Yeah, there's a basic look at the hub world. I think we can go back now. Is there anything else today that I've really wanted to show? So there's like I showed off some EXP. I showed off some new zones. I showed off some new hub stuff. We're gonna go patch that glitch. Yeah, so like you can go to the hub world, then when you're in the hub world, this will change and say real world if you saw that. So like, here we go, back to the real world, and we're there. So yeah, anytime you want to access that, I do want to make it a little easier to go to like specific buildings. So eventually when you click on this, there will be a little thing that says like, if you want to go right to the Bebo farm, I'll teleport you right there to cut down. You're going to be doing this a lot, so I'm going to kind of cut down on like the need to constantly be zoning there, because I know it gets a little annoying. Here's like a frog terminal. I have some codes I'm going to give away, and when you input codes here, you'll get different things. I've teased this in a Kickstarter update that everyone says incorrect. There's nothing for that. Every backer is going to get a code that they can input here for something special in game. You guys can share that code, whatever. I don't really care, but it's just a fun little thing. I don't know. Here's like a shop. We're just sort of walking around. So yeah, he'll sell like some backgrounds. Here's some. Most frog marts will sell like the basic, some basic healing stuff. So you know that's always good. But yeah, I think that's probably all I want to show today. I don't want to go like super hard into the content today. You know, there's NPCs and stuff we could talk to. I could show you the Triz storyline. I could go explore the overworld. But let's see, do I have enough? Okay, yeah. So you see, just from playing today, we have 845 EXP, right? So So we can go patch that glitch. This guy just appeared ahead of me. We can go patch that glitch. So let's go over to Douglas and let's patch that shit. Frog meal. Yeah. Healing items are good. Yeah, that's another way. I don't want the fights in the main game to be too difficult. One way you can bring down the difficulties if you load up on tools. They help make those fights easier. So you see, fast travel is pretty quick. I don't like super lengthy fast travel. So let's patch this glitch. We have plenty of EXP. So you see, here's sort of the game loop we just showed. You find a glitch. You say, okay, I want to get past it. You go do things. You return. He's gonna say, hey, we gotta patch this glitch over here. I'm gonna say, all right, let's patch it. Now this sequence should look super familiar. Sometimes you're gonna get some little story segments here if they're like important glitches. This one's kind of a small glitch. There's some stuff about it, but it's sort of just a small glitch to get you started. So we're going to patch this, and then we should be able to progress, right? Yeah, our favorite purple hat Gus. That you've seen this in the last. Let's patch this glitch. And you see, it was just a rock, nothing to worry about. I literally remembered that line from my head. That's how many times I've seen this. Nice. So now we can progress. We can get through this. Yep, just a rock. Oh, here's like a little area. Maybe there's some stuff over here for later, but we'll just keep going. Okay, so we've progressed through. There's patching a glitch. Now there's going to be other glitches in different locations. I don't want to go any further from this way because I'm going to reveal some stuff if I go. But yeah, there's patching a glitch. So now like I can freely just pass right through here, right? And yeah, that's sort of the game loop. I don't want to show any more right now. I definitely don't want to show Covewood, because even just the world map is going to give some stuff away. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I don't want to really do too much more. I think that was like a good roundup of sort of what you're going to be doing in game. I need that release date. The release date is coming. I'm working my hardest. Things are almost ready. I'm going to keep this stream a little bit shorter. I was planning for a little bit longer. There were a couple more things I wanted to do, but I feel like that's a good wrapping up point. So I hope you guys see the sort of game loop. It's much different from the demo. It's sort of more free. You're sort of opened up versus the demo, which is like a straight path. Y'all have the VOD up for this. I'm probably going to be restreaming the other VOD for at least right now, but eventually I'll maybe restream this once more, like later tonight. But I've downloaded both. I downloaded the last VOD and I'll download this one, and I'll make sure that there's somewhere where people can access them. Because I know I think we lost like 2 or 3 VODs, and that was just me being like not keeping up with shit. But yeah, I think that's it for today, because I've got now weeks of content to plan for, and I don't want to like do all the content today. So like I said, I think on Thursdays and Saturdays, Thursdays will probably be longer. I may even stream for like 5-6 hours on Thursday, but they're not going to be super exciting streams. They're just going to be doing dev stuff. If you like dev stuff, they may be exciting if you like dev stuff. But if you don't, tune in on Saturdays and you're going to get stuff like this. Like, 2-hour streams where I showcase some part of the game. So I think the next 2 weeks are decided. Next week will be Dungeons. And that'll be really cool if you haven't seen Dungeons yet, because there's like some action elements. Then the stream after will do all Bebos, and I'll show you the infamous opening of the Bebo quest, because it's really funny. If you like games that sort of poke fun at RPGs, I don't really do it that much in like the main game. I sort of keep to Soren and the world, but Bebo quest is sort of like a big meme. But there's some deep lore in the Bebo quest, okay? So that'll be 2 weeks from now. Then after that, I'm going to have to sort of decide. Maybe I'll do like 2 weeks where I show off 2 completely new zones. I know you've seen a lot of Douglas and a lot of Gundin. Maybe I'll go a little bit further and show off, maybe show off Kolulo, maybe show off Grifton, maybe show off the Dreamlands. I don't know. Well, there's a lot of places I want to show, but I don't want to give too much away, so those will be later on. But yeah, I think I'll call it here for today. It wasn't a super long stream, but I think I showed what I wanted to show today. Yeah, there's a lot of places. There are places that I'll never show that are like super spoily, but I think there's a couple I can be a little more. I've been kind of tight on like keeping spoilerly image. I know you've seen a lot of promotional images that are like the same. I've been really tight on like what I show and what I don't. But I think I'll be a little looser and show off maybe 2 or 3 more major zones before release. And then I'll still leave a huge chunk of the game unseen for when you play it, but I'll show a little bit more. But yeah, for today, I'll show the end of the game right now. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, thanks for this week. It's been really busy. I'm super tired. But, you know, it's been really good. We've got a lot of buzz around it. You know, social media has been really good this week. A lot of people have played the Steam demo, and feedback seems pretty good. There are a couple things I'm going to adjust based on the feedback. You know, cutting down some of the longer scenes. There's going to be some accessibility stuff. I know a lot of people have trouble reading like the pixel fonts. So stuff like that has been really valuable this week. You know, seeing people play it again has been super great. Seeing like Steam comments and stuff like that, saying like, hey, this game's amazing. That stuff's really good. I'm hoping to release real soon. That's going to be the next. This week was all Steam Fest. Now going forward, the rest of this month, it's going to be like time to pin down that release date. So maybe I'll have some news on that release date sooner rather than later. But that'll be the next big Kickstarter update. Probably is release date. And that's where I'll leave it for today. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining today. It's been super fun. And release is going to be sooner rather than soon. So you guys have a good one. And I'll see you on Thursday.